a lot still developing on this story. The perimeter around the criminal court building just behind me has been secured. It's been quiet down here all day. There has been a limited police presence, and there were no protests. But a storm of a far different nature than the stormy weather that we all experienced down here tonight is expected on Tuesday when Donald Trump shows up, and as you pointed out, to become the first former president ever to be booked and arraigned on criminal charges. Other than the steel barriers that line the street, there is little other evidence of security measures that have already been put in place in advance of Trump's arrival here on Tuesday. He'll be booked and arraigned in a 15th floor courtroom where details of the sealed indictment will be unsealed. Legal sources indicate there are some 30 counts of criminal misconduct, including at least one felony related to the $130,000 hush money to adult film star Stormy Daniels to buy her silence about an alleged affair she claims to have had with Trump, something he denies. Trump supporters are calling this a frivolous case, political persecution, that one of his attorneys claims has the former president frustrated.
He has every right to be frustrated. We should not have prosecutors in this country that announce they're going to target somebody and go after them with flimsy charges of an innocent person.
When Trump arrives here to turn himself in, he'll be booked like mostly everyone else facing charges, fingerprinted and photographed in that so-called mugshot. But with his Secret Service detail in tow, he may not be handcuffed. His attorneys are expected to argue that this case is without merit. Former prosecutor and defense attorney Imran Ansari says they have several options.
If I was defending Trump going into this arraignment, I would already be thinking about how to attack the legal basis and grounds for the charges in that indictment, and I would be thinking about a motion to dismiss.
At an annual conservative conference in Pennsylvania, there was a mixture of anger over the indictment and a rallying cry of support for Trump.
I think it's terrible. I think it's a disgrace to the nation, to the world. It kind of makes the United States look like a laughingstock.
And the Trump appeal doesn't seem to be going away. And honestly, his indictment, I think, has galvanized his supporters.
Even his expected rival for the presidential nomination, Governor Ron DeSantis, seemed to have his back over the indictment.
Now you have this Manhattan district attorney, purely for political purposes, and indicts a former president on misdemeanor offenses that they're straining to try to convert into felonies. That is when you know that the law has been weaponized for political purposes.
If this case goes to trial, which could be many months from now, there is concern whether Trump could get a fair trial with a jury pool from ultra-blue Manhattan.
So I would already be thinking about a change of venue motion, perhaps even trying to move this case to Staten Island, where there are more GOP voters.
Now, right now, there are more questions than answers regarding this unprecedented proceeding. Now, Trump is expected to arrive in the city on Monday. He'll overnight at Trump Tower, then come down here early on Tuesday afternoon. Security expected to be extremely tight as there are anticipated protests. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman who's supportive of Trump, she's planning a rally near City Hall. And there is a postscript to this whole story, this footnote, that while Trump himself may be frustrated by all of this, his campaign is smiling all the way to the bank. They're telling us they raised $4 million in the past 2 days since that indictment was announced.